Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 6 of the Iron Glide playthrough series, which is using the Iron Teeth on hard mode. Last time, let me just zoom out a bit. There we go. Bit too close to the water. We were getting the industry sorted out and sorting out some of the farming and trying not to kill the beavers, which I don't think it was really close to, but sort of counted how many berries we actually need to keep these, what is now 5, birthing pods going. So, the today's issues are going to be sorting out farming. Now, we are in a drought. It's quite a long drought. I think it started at 14 days-ish. And we should be fine for the most part, as we have this little tiny reservoir here. Not very much of it, but there's enough to keep us going, I think. And we did also finally get an engine installed here. So, even though these aren't running, we have power. Not enough power, but some, which I would say is just as good. So, I'm going to pause these two. I'm going to pause these. And just leave the one pumper in just to pump this dry. So we are now pretty much exclusively using these water dumps here for irrigation up the side of the, I guess, really a mountain, but it's a hill of some variety. And that is going to be what we're going to continue to do today. So these won't be enough trees to sustain us. We do have these down here to pull some oaks out. These are all now dead because they're underwater. So we are also, I think, okay for water generally. These two giant tanks here have with the main mission along with the engines last time. And with that, we should hopefully be able to sustain it. Now, food is not super great. But we are seemingly able to keep up with what they're trying to eat and survive with. Now, when this dries out, which it will, these will all die. But with this one pumper, I think we'll be fine. So, we do have this guy here making some cassavas, and we did throw in a hauling post last time as well. So, we are going to be able to take advantage of getting some of the farms sorted out for... don't think they need to be prioritised, to be fair, but these guys certainly do to get all of the goods in and out into storages. We are not doing too well with cassavas. Yeah, cassavas. Berries remain a bit of an issue, and there's a million kohlrabies, which is fine. So, okay, that's now dry, so these will all die. There's not much we can do about that. So, today's aim, as part of the greenification, is we are going to need to start to look at some more industrial, wherever they are in here, and I can never remember. Not these, not those. Somewhere in here there is a device that will blow things up, and I don't exactly know where it is. Is it in... Well, there is the actual dynamite, but I need to use something to create it. Is it in here? Nope. Nope. Okay. That's all bots. We're not looking to do anything with those anytime soon. They will be a job for the future, though. They're going to eventually take up all of the hard work. Oh, it's there. Good. Thank you. Found it. Happy days. So, with this, we have pretty much none of the gears needed to make this. So, that is going to be one of the other things. So this down here has pretty much been our only place to do any sorts of industrial work so far. That's mainly because of the water that's running through here. We are, now with the power of engines, going to expand this quite significantly. Not too much, because we're going to need at least another engine, which will help us out, but we're going to pause these for now. Because we are going to need some more gears to be made, which it's not necessarily the best use of our time. However, we're going to need to do it, which means rejigging all of this. So instead of me talking about it forever, I will actually start getting on with doing something. I'm going to take this guy out, mainly because we can move it anywhere, really. We need it to be. However, we don't really have the stuff in the ground for that, so it's going to be much more important for us to get the explosives set up, just because with that we are going to punch holes in the ground instead of building these with wood, and that should allow us to get quite a bit more space on there. So wherever it was, and I have lost it completely. No. I can never remember where these are. A search filter would be amazing here, but alas, it is not to be. I am literally blind. So this needs bad water, which is something we can't do anything about at the minute, but this is going to be useful for unblocking the production in the future. We do not have enough gears or anything for this, so as long as they're concentrating on doing this, we'll be okay. So for the short term, though, we are going to need gears. So we will just chuck another gear in there. Maybe another 3? I'm not sure. Let's just set that for water. Now, we do have some spare jobs at the minute, so can these be helped out? You are just set to planting, that's fine. Is there any trees we can get them doing? Not really. Yep, just going to be a case of getting them in where we can. So let's just connect that up. So we should go in there and be making us some gears, and then we'll get some more back in there as well, I think. This will probably steamroll through all the planks we have, certainly making all these gears, but if we can get the production chain going properly on here, we can also look to get more of these in now. Again, it's the basics of logs, which we're sort of okay on, gears less so, but that's what those 3 are going to do, and then metal, which is going to be probably a bit tight, to be fair, but we will hopefully not take too long to get through those. We have a ton of scrap, so these guys up here are putting it in. What will probably help, actually, is getting the haulers to get that out of the way. Now, I think down here somewhere was the scrap metal, so it's going to be, I think, better use of time to get this placed in here, set it for the scrap, and get it to obtain. And the hauler should hopefully dump this in here. Good. Right. So, with that little job out the way, I was wondering if it's worth building a second one of these. Let's unpause this finally. They should be able to get around and build it. There we go. Now that'll give us a little bit of extra power, as I don't really want to be reliant on this engine fully. So when we're in either a bad tide, which we'll rip through here at some point, or a temperate cycle, we can not use this, as it does chew quite a few logs. Or burn, literally, I guess. So, with that sorted, I would like to move the industrial areas up here, and for that, yes, I know, I'm fully aware that we're going to have to rely on these, but with that, we should be able to increase the farming up and around here, once we're going to be able to start blasting holes in the ground. Which, speaking of, how much are these? 600. Okay, we can't afford any of this yet, so let's get some people going in these coffee huts, as I've heard them being called before. There's going to be some... Let's have a look. How far away are these? There's a couple nearly done. I guess for the time being, let's just speedrun the science and get them in there. We could look to get this bad boy in, but it takes a hell of a lot of resources. This is equivalent to the observatory for the folktales. It's totally unmanned, which is nice, but it's costly for both power, as it needs at least an engine and a bit to run. And all of the gears, which again are a problem. So we will just ignore it for now. Where are we at metal? I am going to put in another smelter now that this is done. It should transfer power quite nicely. Let's chuck that in there. And sort that out so they can at least get to it. Some of this is probably a bit overkill, but that should allow us to get the explosives. Now this is going to start injuring beavers quite badly, I think, but needs must. We should be able to squeeze everything in here that we need to. And with that, it should transfer power once it's built. So, yeah. It's a job for the future, but they'll get around to it as soon as they can. So that's got all the gears it needs. That will have enough of them. Not quite enough metal blocks, but this guy should help with that once it's finished. And that should, if these are set up right, I can't remember if they are. Yeah, so it should take them out of these inventors' huts as needed. Awesome, right. So, that's that sorted. And that'll come online shortly. So, bad water is now a problem to solve. That should be this guy. Let's spend that science, and I think bad water runs through this way whenever there is an actual normal or bad tide, temperate season, should I say, instead of normal. But it obviously is right now not going to do much for us. How are we best getting down into here? Not easily is the answer to that. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Let's just zoom down here slightly so I can see. Yep, okay, we're gonna go in a bit of a wonky fashion, but let's just chuck this on here, and that gets us up to this plateau here. We will cut these down, as all trees are good trees, so let's get lumberjack flag placed there. Cut me everything up here. Good, so let's just pause this for now, as we cannot possibly man it at the minute because there is no bad water to make anything, which is fine. But it's paused, so these guys can be pretty much building up all of the reserves for everything else. That has rinsed our planks, so let's just get this guy back on. I think the ratio is way off for these. I think we need, like, what is it, 1.3 an hour versus 3. Yes, this should probably be changed for another lumber mill, but we'll worry about that later. With those 2 running, we should hopefully be able to keep up. Why are these not getting cleared? Is it just that they're slow? Possibly. Let's fix this problem as I ran into it in the previous playthrough, whereby these guys spend half the time walking the wood to the other side of the map. We seem to have lost quite a few beavers. That's a bit of a worry. Okay. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. There are some berries. There's plenty of berries up here. There's some in storage, so it's not like it's because we ran out like last time. Lovely stuff. So, with that, we have also managed not to empty all of this, which is perfect for what we want. We do need to get beavers back into here. So, while we do not need to make any more gears, well, this one guy can keep up. And we'll leave these 2 smelters working. So just take logs and scrap, which is fine. These guys should be able to pump once this fills up. Now, I could play with this to open it up, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna wait for it to overspill, which shouldn't take too long. Sitting on triple speed anyway. Be by tomorrow. So, I mean, it's still letting water out to keep this up at a certain level. We're just not generating power, so this guy is doing its thing. So, now we get that path back in because now we can. Lovely. And somewhere in here, we can place this guy. What is possibly a bad idea, but I'm gonna suggest we do it anyway, is to build across this to back it up just a little bit. Now, I don't think that will cause any issues. Let's just see if we can get into this cave here. Don't believe, as janky as this cave exploration is, don't think it really goes anywhere. Well, it's not going to spell disaster for us to do that. So I am going to fill this up slightly, but I don't really want to do it while we've got the beavers as possible getting anything from this. So what it's going to be is a case of running up this hill here and putting dams on top. But for now, we will just put this guy in here. Let's just put that path in like so. And we will need some storage up here for that, so I think just a medium tank set for the bad water. Eventually we'll probably need to look to do something that stops this happening, but yeah, the extra berries that are growing up here, I think for now we're okay. They seem to be able to support these here, which is awesome. So we do have someone up here. We have the gears for this, we have the planks for this, so it shouldn't take them too long to build that. And that does mean we can power this bad boy. Now, this confuses me greatly because they can make dynamite, but we haven't actually got dynamite, so yeah. We are creating mystery sticks, and these mystery sticks have no purpose until we figure out what the mystery sticks is for. That is a short temperate cycle. Never mind. Just quickly pause this. I guess these are now beyond the ability to power all of that. Interesting. Well, well, well. So, yeah, we're kind of stuck, so maybe this guy does have to stay. Yikes. We could send them down into the drink and build some more water wheels, to be fair. We have plenty of space to be able to do that, actually. And it may not be a bad idea. It is a drought, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. That's fine. They can just work on these mystery sticks. We do need a little bit of storage for these mystery sticks. These will go in a warehouse. Can we squeeze one of these in anywhere around here? No. Okay. I guess we'll just chuck it here. Place the mystery sticks. I think it's these ones. Yes. Place the mystery sticks into here. Good. Right, so we have a couple of beavers getting grown soon, so that should put some into the more reasonable work and jobs for them. We still have plenty of spare beds, that's okay. So the well-being's sort of fine. Good. So we are now collecting at least this. The guy doesn't have too far to go, so that's good for production. We could probably do with a little bit of juice stored down here for this guy. So if we just set this to bad water and obtain, the haulers should bring this to here. So this guy doesn't have to walk too far. Oof, yeah, we are close to the sun on that one. Never mind. Yeah, it's gonna be a case of getting him down in the drink, I think. So let's do that. That's gonna also need logs that we don't really have for this, but we can work on that in just a second. How's the science looking? So with our speedrun of science, although I think yeah, one guy, and only because it's a neutral job. Fair enough. With this, though, we can afford to get this sorted. So, please tell us, reveal to us the mysteries of the mystery sticks. Okay, it's dynamite. Happy days. Mystery solved. Anywho. We will now start greenifying the areas. So, let's see. This area looks perfect for just chucking in a nice little 3x3 spot there. We'll need a path to get to this. And with this, we will do the usual build the forester over it trick. That's going to come in handy much later. Right. So with that, we have a 13-day drought. So we will see the back of this, I think. And while we have no risk to the beavers, pause this guy because you can do absolutely nothing. But we will start laying this in. So I think the best thing for us to do is this. And I'm going to make these dams. My thought being it's should be low enough for that to not cause a problem for any overspill. And it's 3 wide now, so it should, in theory, be okay. But we'll see. If it backs up, we'll just delete them and let it wash down. Alright, okay, so this should be also set to supply. Get the haulers on that. The water reserves, probably do with pausing these. We'll just leave the one running again as we did before. And so it'll be like 4. Metal's creeping up, which is nice. Planks are keeping up. Gears are slowly keeping up, I think. But let's get these done. Have we laid this? Ah, good. Then we just need one more, which looks like this guy here is doing. Cool. Right, let's kaboom these. And so begins actual demolition. So we will need to get some of these let's see, what's the best way to lay this out? Not sure. We need forester. If we get that in, and then we get the fluid dump, which should be this guy. Yep, so let's just put in some more of these. Do that. In fact, let's change this around slightly. Where is he? The forester can go. Flip this. And go here. And the water dump can go here. And then, with any luck, with the paths that can run across here, we can get on this tiny little square that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that right? It was not. Now it is. We will need to put another one in though, so it's not going to be quite as nice as it could have been, but if we get that in there, and then I guess just a little tank here of water that can supply the beaver that's going to be up here, and the water dump. Words escape me. So, this is nearly done. It's good. That's taken quite a few things off us. We are going to need to send them down into this. Now, the problem with down here is we don't actually have a way to reach anything. So we might need to cheese this just slightly. So let's begin the cheese of this. So demolish me a path. Get rid of that. That is too high. I don't know if they're unlocked actually. They are not. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. So do this, 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 this. This is very expensive for what we're doing. But I think this should work. Hopefully I built this in the right place. You suck. Right. So let's try this then. Let's just pause this a second. Oh, now you work. Good. Good, good, good. Right, so let's just do this way instead. Good. Right, so off you go. Beavers be free. They will be able to rip that out at some point. Probably before the cycle is done, but these oaks here will give us quite a bit of wood to replenish the stocks. Now we don't actually have that much storage, to be fair, but yeah, we shall worry about that later. Aha, injured beavers, as I predicted. Sneaky beavers need something to sort their injuries out, so let's get that sorted now. I think there is one medical bed on about, but let's just chuck in some more. And I will like this to be prioritized over other stuff. just because we're going to need them back in action as quick as we possibly can. Good, so we are green. This guy, he does have some reach, so let's get him working on that before we do anything too drastic. This is all literally going to be oaks anyway, so let's just lay them in and they'll get planted when the forester is sorted. I believe that's everything. Yes, it is. Awesome. Right, those are built, so we should get these guys in. They will get that going. Right, so we do also need to get these cassavas grown. Now, they probably should pull these out the ground, to be fair, but let's just set these to none. Good, so they should be straight on the other stuff. Because we can't actually, although we have them in stock, we're doing absolutely nothing with them, which will be handy to have. Is there a decent way to get this in? Probably not, but we could put it there. In fact, I will. So let's just put that back in for now. It's not its permanent home, but we can use that to turn this into edible stuff for the beavers to eat. With that said, still down 5 beavers, but we do have quite a number of beavers in total. There's two that are going to come in, so that's fine. They can go in these if they need to be anything to do. These should get us some wood going in soon, because these are almost cut, so they're going to be needing to wait for these to grow up again, which we're about halfway through, but we'll see. So far, so good. Going to be cassavas. We are about equilibrium with the beaver storage, so also just keep an eye on that. We might need to put in some more of these. We could change one of these for the bigger ones, to be fair. This one's kind of stuck on size, but we'll worry about that in a bit. Right, so this is now being planted, and it is bad tide proof. Because in the event of that, I'll just open these, so everything will just drain off through. It's gonna fix the problem for us. Once those are built, again, it's chewing a lot of resources. However, this wood will come in handy. This will fix a lot of the other issues. So we do need to do something now for food. As we're relying on this patch down here, and again, this will die. So up here seems the perfect place to put it. So just wondering from a point of view of if industrial stuff was up here, because we have a mine up here, it might be easier. To be fair, industrial stuff are better up here, because we could harness the power of this thanks to wherever they are in here. Here? This guy. So with this, we will be able to maintain a flow for power. So this would make things a tiny bit easier. Now, when it comes to putting in water wheels, keep things alive, but I would like to straighten this out possibly first. That's quite an industrial project to be starting with, but it would be an interesting one. So I think that should be our next goal the next time. Anywho, so let's just see. We've got 3 days left on here. Let's just start the fooderies up here. So let's get rid of those and then lay this in. And then at the end of the next the current drought, we should probably look to wrap up this episode so we don't go on too long. But again, this is going to take some landscaping. And I think just lay this here. And it is going to be a case of just laying out a farm. This would be quite good to fill up with water when we've got some more assured reserves. This won't be enough to keep this topped up. Evaporation here would be insane. What we could do... if we lay that in, yeah, that'd be fine. Just get rid of this. We probably should just... So basically the point of all this is we're not cutting too much into any sort of growing area, so it is a bit finicky for now. And I appreciate it's not particularly interesting viewing, watching me do some landscaping. However, with these not quite so efficient paths, we should be able to harvest a lot of this. I guess the green will cover a lot. We could even send them down in here to plant some stuff in the short term, but I think we can also take advantage of getting these in. And it's going to be a pain because it's going to insist that there is a path. Now, this is quite a way from those. However, I would like this to be ripped out. We could probably start uncovering some of this, to be fair. Let's just stop cutting those trees and that one and this one. Looks like this guy's done up here as well, so we do not need this. We do need to set this to be cut though, so let's just lay that in. Can't really cut anything down here, so that's gone. All across here there's no trees, so let's just rip all this out because well, not rip it out, but you know what I mean. Cool, so that is the end of the drought. Kaboom that. Water will fill this up and start coming in eventually as it did before. We need to get the beavers in here getting water. And we need to start laying in this. And I think this is going to be a 2 farmhouse job. It's going to take a bit of space, I guess, but if we put these in... No, we can't really do that, can we? Because we need to actually fill it with water. That would be the sensible thing to do. Where is it? Water, water, water. Fluid dump. And path it in. And more storage. Again for water. Set to obtain. So this is the point where we start to also need to think about future water storage and pumping. So that, I think, will be a job for next time. How's the water filling up here? It is overspilling, so these should be spinning soon. There we go. Cool, cool. So, with that done, that's out of bad water. This guy is not flooding, which is perfect. So let's get this guy in here. I'm going to make it a more important job. We need the bad water. Not they can do much with it right now, however, we'll be okay. So, now that we're at the end of that, this is getting constructed. It'll take a while for them to do it. It's quite a distance from where they're living at the minute, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we'll wrap up this episode here before the next season hits us. I've got a feeling it's going to be something bad to tidy, but yeah, it's about time and due. So I may have to pause these if that is the case. Although actually, when I open these, this will drain anyway, so it won't be so much of a problem. But yes, so we will wrap up here. So we've just a bit of a recap. We've not fixed, but certainly improved production here. We are growing. We've got a decent amount of kohlrabies, not enough fermented cassavas, but yeah, they're not really picking that as fast as I would have liked, to be fair. But we'll maybe switch the priorities next time. And we've started up on here for a new farming area. See how green this gets. We may need to make a couple of these. And we'll have them continue clearing this area out because this will be fine. The mine, I don't know if we'll use this one. I think there's another one here. So this could probably be the better place to stick a mine. It's a bit out the way, but again, not too much of a hardship. So yeah, if you have any comments, please drop them down below. And thank you for watching. Catch you guys next time.